So, part 3, 27th of January 2014. I don't know how to... I haven't talked to anyone about this subject to know how people interpret what I'm telling, what is understandable and what is not, until yesterday. Or last night. So I'll try to describe what I talked about yesterday to a target. I believe he's a real target. That doesn't make me crazy because of that. So I'll just read what I've written, and then try to clarify. This is sensitive because now I'm supposing that the people destroying, harming us would be innocent. So just don't misunderstand me. I realized that the destructive behavior towards me is never going to destroy me as much as these destroyed ones already are destroyed themselves. I realized that I do feel more sorry for them than for myself. No, not in a bullying way. For real. They missed out from ever existing. They missed out from thinking independently, from uniting with love. That's the meaning with mind. That's the only existence of mind. I believe these perpetrators, these many feel hatred towards this elite who has lots of money, lots of power, but it's not them. I feel convinced it's not them. It's the destruction about them, making them feel that the power, the control would even exist. The person, the mind, the independent mind within them doesn't even show to themselves. They don't. Destruction doesn't recognize construction, and the same way, other way. All right. Me as part of love, I want to sacrifice my well-being. If it could ever help love from getting rid of destruction, from these elite or non-elite or mindless people enjoying to hurt. It's not even them. They don't even exist. Except suppressed. And you can imagine how hard it is for them. It's impossible to come back to life with a guilt that doesn't even exist. But even it seems like the whole world believes in the existence of guilt. If they allow themselves to come out, the guilt is not bearable. Feeling of guilt. But if they realize there is no such a thing as a guilt, that's a illusion from destruction. maybe then there's a possibility to reach out to them. Destruction took over their identity. It's destruction that's preventing us from, all of us, from rescuing love. It's destruction that makes us revengeful. We must not approach destruction about these people hurting us. But we can do something that we have not done yet. Only together we can bring out the horrified individual that does exist beneath each narcissistic and sociopathic surface. And here's a theory, and I'm hesitating of even reading it up. This is an extension, right or wrong. The true beings about these people are emotionally babies. Awakening them is putting them in exactly the same severity of isolation as targets of gang stalking. As newly born to a new chance for love, they need to be recognized for what they are. They are not the destruction. If this emotionally born individual ever gets accused for the destruction in his narcissistic past, he will not make it. His feeling of guilt makes him die in destruction. My intention is to encourage the independency that we have left about our gathered minds, to break the spell of destruction that's taking over our consciousness. There are no evil minds. It's the destruction in evolution of mind that makes most of us hurt loving people. Unintentionally, by malicious obsession, or based on fear or confusion. This destruction is like an invisible parasite, turning us from conscious beings to only appearing as ones, to nothing. Do we want to disappear? Let us all help abandon destruction. The only approach to succeed is with love. Together. Love exists only together. Love doesn't abandon a part of itself that's infected by distraction. As to myself, I need to meet another target, which I have already done last night, or over phone at least. It's given me so much energy. You can't believe how much energy. Just a phone conversation. Yeah, I'm happy to meet as many as possible. Alone, mentally, none of us are of any use. Because in evolution, within love, we need each other. We're dependent on each other. David Icke, I think he mentioned something like, we are connected like in the whole universe. But I really have sensed until last night this somehow enforcing me to push away from believing that I'm even a part of love, when you don't even get to communicate. And telepathy, I don't feel I have. even though maybe all of us have somehow, subconsciously. Okay. Here's something about me. 10 minutes. I don't take my perception of things for granted, and anything that I'm questioned for has always made me doubt myself, until last night. Which is why I haven't reacted to what has been done to me until now, almost 30 years later. Having a serious problem with doubting myself and being isolated from anyone who could recognize me for who I am. And the hell that I therefore am living in makes me entirely defenseless before destroyed minds trying hard to maximize the agony of their targets by covert manipulation of reality. Without trying to convince you, as a target, I'm in my last stage, or I was, because the spell was broken last night. As a target, I have been in my last stage of what's called gang stalking, before I lose myself by insanity and death. I've been well informed that no matter what, I'm going to lose my mind. As an excuse to take me away from my daughter, and that I'm soon going to die anyway, which gives me limited of time to be of any use in the messed up situation that I already am. By writing these lines, I'm defying my self-doubt and approving the reality of my perception. If other people only knew how hard it is to accomplish this. And I encourage everyone to trust their own perception. That's sanity. Okay. So that's where I am. I do have hope, especially since last night. Hope for a miracle to happen that I have longed for all my life. I'm a hopeless thinker. Philosophy has been my only true passion since I was a kid. What is, and has always been critical for my existence, is to get to meet another one whose essential need is also free thinking. All targets need free thinking to survive. I can't explain it better. It's my call in life. There is a force that has been trying to prevent that from ever happening. Lately I have come to important philosophical understanding and conclusions for our society. My carefully thought through suggestion is that there is no philosophy without love. Much possible that lots of other people with this information, but I haven't found anywhere online or from anyone or from any of the 2 philosophical books I have read, even though they were great. There's no other love than love for our united minds. In reality, mutually caring for each other's well-being. We find happiness and sorrow only in love. We exist only in our minds. Our existence, our thoughts, they don't exist without love. You are